Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I have to adjust this every time I start a video. Welcome to day 2,830 of What You Have to Know. Spot where I document the journey as I came online from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world. I wanted to, I was scared to do video. Who isn't scared to do video when you first start? So I wanted to find a way to get over the fear of doing that. And some of my coaches and mentors said, just document your journey. So I took them up on that and I started doing it, and I just didn't stop doing it. I just show up every day and talk about what's working, what's not working, what I'm working on, the things I totally mess up. I think those are the most important things to share. You might not be with me on that, but I absolutely positively do, because if I can save even you or one other person from making a mistake that I made that was just dumb, then I think it's worth it. It's embarrassing to share some of that stuff, but guess what? That's why it's so powerful, because I know that I'm embarrassed to even ask the question sometimes. And if I don't ask the question, then I am more likely to make a mistake. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. So today we're talking about, of course, the IDEANCE process. This is a process we came up with beginning of the year in January. For the last couple of years, we have come up with, as a group, our own process to apply to each of the different life framework areas. I work with a 9-part life framework area. Learned 7 of them from Tony Robbins in the and Jim Rohn probably is where Tony got it, in the 1980s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 80s. I don't think it was the 70s. Whenever he showed up on infomercials, that's when I discovered Tony Robbins. I was in the hospital with some health challenges in Valley, Nebraska, no less, and ended up watching late night infomercials, because I don't know about you, but it's pretty hard to sleep in the hospital. So I was introduced to Tony Robbins and have been a fan and follower, and he's been one of my mentors and coaches ever since. But we come up with a process every year to work with that life framework, and this year's is called the IDEANCE process. Is there such a word as IDEANCE? No, but guess what? Life is cool. You can do whatever you want. You can make up whatever you want. We each create our own reality, so why not create it so that it works for you and works for me? That's what I say. So this year, IDEANCE process. Step 5 today, next. What are we going to do next? What's going to happen next? What's the most important next step that we can take? How can we do the next right thing? So we talked about that today for both Supersize Your Business and the Be a Better You Annual Challenge. Doing annual challenges. This is my 8th year doing that too. So it's kind of fun and exciting. And I answered the question, what am I going to do next? And one of the things I came up with is I'm going to reevaluate and look at my morning routine and the things that I do first thing in the day versus what I have been falling into for habits. I have really good habits, I'm not going to lie. I use my habits as a way of creating what I want and the results that I want in my life. And I noticed when I stopped doing things that used to work, and I didn't notice myself, I had some help noticing. Thank you to some very good friends online and on the Skool platform that I'm working on now. I am transitioning everything I do to the Skool platform. This is simplifying my life in ways that you cannot even imagine. So today I said, listen, I'm going to go back to creating my morning intention as part of my morning routine. I don't know why I stopped doing it. It's like when you come in and out of doing a gratitude journal. It works so well. Why would you ever stop doing it? But sometimes I do, right? It's like, why would you ever stop eating right or exercising or taking care of yourself or loving yourself? Sometimes we just do. We get into a funk, or we get into a weird phase, or we hang around with the wrong people or listen to the wrong things. Anybody been guilty of following the media periodically? I seem to do it on a 4-year cycle with the presidential campaign, and then some years it takes me longer than others to get off of it, right? All right, I am digressing and not talking about what I want to talk about. So today, I've been thinking about, we're doing a 30-day challenge in my Skool group for No Nonsense November, which, we're also doing No Nonsense November for the annual challenge and for Supersize Your Business. So it's an easy, good fit for me. Plus, it's becoming one of my favorite things and one of my favorite times of year, because we discuss and share one of the biggest, most important pieces of advice or lessons learned that I or the group has gotten, that they bring forth, and we share and we talk about that so that we can learn those. And they're a little different every year, but some things come up over and over again. those are the ones to really pay attention to, right? That's why I like having 30 days and 30 things, because some of them will speak to you now, some of them won't. Some of them speak to me, some of them don't. And that's the power of doing a challenge and just focusing on something for a 30-day period. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. The vast majority of humans on the planet cannot stick to something for 2 weeks, much less 30 days, for actually even 4 or 5 days. 5-day challenges, I don't know what the drop-off rate is of that statistically, but it's probably like anything else. It's the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the people will actually maybe finish the challenge. I think it's more like 10% of any length challenge, which is kind of mind-blowing. But it just is the way it is, and it's human nature. And so we work with that instead of against it, right? We give people our best stuff first because we know that they're probably going to fall off, but that doesn't mean they're not going to come back to us later on. All right. So today, what are we doing? We are thinking about what is the next thing we want to do, the next thing we need to do, the next right thing. Thank you, Frozen series and Disney, for Anna and General Mateus saying, sometimes you just have to do the next right thing. You don't have to know everything, but just do the next thing. And, you know, if they say if you take the first step, the staircase will appear. Well, maybe the whole staircase won't appear, but the next step and the next step and the next step will. I can't tell you how many times it's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to start. And then all of a sudden, almost, it's not magic. It's just the way the universe works. The next thing and the next thing and the next thing always appears, right? You know, sometimes in our darkest hours or minutes or months or weeks or years, we think it's the end of the world, but really it's just us transforming to the next thing for us. All right. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an amazing day. And I'll, of course, be here tomorrow.